Danica Patrick represents everything that I hate about racing today. Danica Patrick is the punchline to the absolute joke that NASCAR has become over the course of, I'd say, 10 or 15 years. Now, why do I say this, you may ask? Well, I've waited a long time to be able to have a good rip at the Danica Patrick problem. And I think having a contract renewed is enough of a reason for me to get on camera and scream. So are you ready for some rage? I hope you are, because it's coming. Let's do this. Danica Patrick, what have you accomplished with your life other than a pole in the Daytona 500? When it comes to the whole idea that Danica Patrick was given the pole for the Daytona 500, just like Austin Dillon was. First female driver to lead the pack to green at Daytona. The first time that the 3 car has been back. It all comes together really nicely, you know. Daytona always seemed a little shady. Ever since 2001 especially. But so what's this about a contract renewal? Huh? Why? What has Danica Patrick done to deserve the spot at Stewart-Haas Racing? Because if this was a demolition derby, then Danica Patrick would be the best driver you could probably find on the circuit right now. Unless you're John West Townley, then you got that spot, you know, synced up perfectly. You know, John West Townley and Danica Patrick team up in a demolition derby. Oh, you better not even bother. Don't even bother. I have to ask myself this sometimes. Is Danica Patrick actually real? Is Danica Patrick a human? Or is this just some sort of false reality that I've fallen into? How can NASCAR be so insane to allow someone like Danica Patrick to keep running in the kind of equipment that she does and wrecking every single week, just constantly an obstacle on the racetrack? I want to name a few drivers who in every way deserve Danica's current spot at Stewart-Haas Racing. Why don't we take a look at the most recent Xfinity Series winner, Regan Smith? What has Regan Smith done to deserve a position at Stewart-Haas Racing? Well, let's see here. He's actually won a race. Okay, there you go. Yep, there you go. He's actually won a race. He probably should have won a second race at Talladega. His rookie year, mind you. But apparently driving your car across the track is not forcing someone down below the yellow line. But anyway, he's a proven winner in the Xfinity Series. Oh yeah, there you go. There's a reason. Regan Smith definitely deserves that position. So, Danica above Smith for this whole contract deal. What has Danica done that Regan Smith hasn't? Let's see here. Wrecked every single week. There we go. There's one. Consistently finishing in the 20th through 30th position. At least it's not 31st. Oh, yes. Very. Oh, man, that's impressive right there. Wow. 3 years in the Sprint Cup Series, and oh my God, you're still finishing in the 20s? I must say that almost anyone that defends Danica Patrick is not a fan of racing. That's what I sincerely believe. That the only reason that Danica has any fans is because, oh my God, woman in sports. Oh, that's so great. Let's get them dicks out of there. Let's get all the pussy we can get into NASCAR. That's what I'm saying right there. And I know every single comment is going to be, oh, you sexist pig. You just won all the dicks in racing. You can't handle a woman driver. Let me explain something. I am open to female drivers. In fact, Johanna Long. Why isn't she in a full-time ride? Jennifer Jo Cobb, she is my third favorite driver in Truck Series behind John Hunter Nemechek and Corbin Forrester. I'm not against it. Oh, and there's one thing that I want to say here. I want Danica to do good. I really do. I want Danica to be successful. It's just, she never will, because she sucks at driving. Jesus Christ, she sucks at driving. She got a win in Indy. Good job, fuel mileage victory. You know another driver who got a fuel mileage victory? Casey Mears. So, Casey Mears and Danica Patrick have the exact same amount of wins. Actually, no, they don't. Casey Mears has an Xfinity Series win. Casey Mears has more wins than Danica Patrick. Casey Mears! If anything, Casey Mears deserves that spot, you know? Anyone deserves this spot more than Danica Patrick. You come to this sport for over 5 years. You've spent 3 years in the Sprint Cup Series, and you don't even have a top 5 in your kind of equipment that's winning championships, dominating races. I don't understand. I do not understand. I do not understand. How can you defend Danica Patrick? That is my question. Go ahead. Try and defend Danica Patrick. What's that? You can't? Because Danica Patrick cannot be defended. Everything that I hate about NASCAR these days is exemplified in Danica Patrick. No talent, running for a good team in a position that someone with actual talent could be in, and she gets to stay because she's got media attention. Why can't Jennifer Jo Cobb get media attention? What's so special about Danica? Is it that one Indy Series win on fuel mileage? Which Casey Mears has done 2 times, mind you. Casey Mears has more wins than Danica Patrick. Let's see. Who else deserves to have that spot in the 10? I've rattled off Regan Smith and Casey Mears. That's 2 drivers. I could go all day with this. Let's take a look back in the Xfinity Series. How about old Ty Dillon? He actually won in the Xfinity Series as compared to his brother Austin, who is racing in the Sprint Cup Series. May not be Stuart Haas, but hey, I think it's more impressive that Ty actually got a win in the Xfinity Series. Who else deserves to be in the 10, huh? Let's go down to the Truck Series. How about Matt Crafton? What has he done with his life other than being in the Truck Series? How about I'd even go as far as saying Eric Jones. I mean, he's going to be stuck at Joe Gibbs Racing forever unless Kyle Busch does a Stewart and makes his own team, you know. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. That's what I think is going to happen. I'm pretty sure if this world was truly just, then Ty Dillon would have been the one moving into the 10 next year. That's what I think. I'd say he deserves the most out of everyone that I say. Even above Regan Smith. I don't even like him, but I think he deserves it more. I hope you find a way to contradict what I've said. And I hope Danica Patrick actually does something with her career. So that, you know, this whole insanity of Danica Patrick could come to an end. Danica, win. You don't even have to win. Just consistently finish well. If you truly deserve to be here after Once again, three! Must I stress? 3 years! 3 years! You've had 3 years to do anything, and you still finish in the 20s. I know another thing that everyone's gonna say. Well, you can't race as good as Danica. She could beat you with her eyes closed. My ass! I am saying this right now. I could finish better than Danica Patrick with her equipment. I could do that. I have never stepped in a race car in my life, but I could do better than Danica Patrick has. It might take a while. It might take a year. Maybe by my second year, halfway through my second year, we start getting things rolling. It would take a little while. But Danica has had 3 years to do anything. Anything. So yeah, thank you for proving once again how this sport is driven by money and not talent. If the world was truly just, anyone would be in this 10 other than Danica Patrick. And I must also mention, I always say that Austin Dillon is one of the worst drivers in the Sprint Cup Series these days. And guess who got a top 5 before Danica did? He had 1 less year to do it. If you guessed the 3, you got it. So yes, Danica is the worst driver in the Sprint Cup Series. I'd say even across all NASCAR leagues, everywhere. K&N, wheeling, everywhere. Danica is the worst of them all. And I will not take Stewart-Haas Racing seriously. I will not even take Tony Stewart seriously again until Danica is out of the 10 and someone respectable, or at least has like this much talent, like, you know, this much, just like a microscopic. You need that telescope that discovered Pluto to be able to see it. It's that small, you know. It's that fleeting. It's that fleeting. Okay? Danica Patrick sucks ass. I am better than Danica Patrick at racing. Goodbye.